Welcome to the SC-900 Microsoft Certified Security, Compliance and Identity Fundamentals Certification course. So these are the official exam objective for clearing the SC-900 certification exam, and these are the weightages of each of these objectives. So these objectives are basically taken from official Microsoft exam objective, as you can see over here, and during this course I will cover each of these topics. So if you are planning for sitting for this certification exam, I recommend to go through each and every topic and the complete video so you are able to pass the exam confidently. So let's get started, and our first exam objective is to describe the concept of security, compliance and identity, and as we can see it covers 10 to 15% of overall exam objective. And the objective 1.1 is to describe security and compliance concepts, and our very first topic is the shared responsibility model. So what is the shared responsibility model? It is a cloud security framework that defines how security responsibilities are divided between the cloud service provider and the customer. So we have a cloud service provider and we have the customer that are using those services. So there are some responsibility matrix that shows or gives the responsibility of the customer as well as those of the service provider, while there are some responsibility that are shared between the two. So the key concept points are that the responsibility model varies by the cloud service model, such as infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. What does this mean? This means that in infrastructure as a service, for example, the customer has more responsibility, while in the software as a service, the same customer has the least responsibilities. And inversely, the cloud provider here has more responsibility and here least responsibility. So the cloud service provider basically secures the physical infrastructure and the hardware, while the customer secures the data and the access to that data. And some responsibilities are basically shared between the two. For example, the configuration, and any misconfiguration during the configuration of the data or its access is basically the customer responsibility. So this slide gives more detailed overview of the shared responsibility model for each cloud service model. So as we can see that in infrastructure as a service, the customer has more responsibility as compared to the cloud service provider, while in software as a service, the customer has least responsibilities, while the cloud service provider has the most of the responsibilities. Our next topic is defense in depth, a very familiar topic in cybersecurity, and it is a security strategy that uses multiple layers of controls to protect the system and data. So here we can see we have multiple layers of security. So let's suppose this is our secure precious asset, the data that we want to secure. So the first layer is the security of data itself, then the application and user security. Next is the server and the endpoint security, the network security, and at the end the perimeter security. So the purpose of this layered or the defense in depth, so this concept is also known as layered defense. So the purpose is that if one layer fails, we have another layer to protect the data, and if that layer fails, we have another layer. So we have multiple point of failure to protect the data and our assets. So the key concept points are that it implements layered security approach, it prevents single point of failure, and it includes multiple layers such as physical, network and data, and It slows down and limits attackers. So the attacker now has to go through multiple layers in order to access or to reach the data, and it combines preventive as well as detective control. So if we install a firewall over here at the network layer, this can be, we can say, a preventive layer that prevents outside access to the data. While at the perimeter we can have the CCTV cameras that can detect any physical intrusion. So these are, we can say, detective controls. Our next important topic is the zero trust model, and it is a security model based on the principle of never trust, always verify, requiring strict identity verification for every access request. So traditionally we had the slogan of trust but verify, but in zero trust model we never trust and we always verify. And the key concept points are that there are no implicit trust, whether it is internal or external. Traditionally, we used to trust our internal systems and you can say assets or clients, while the external entities were untrusted. In zero trust, we do not trust anyone, whether it is internal or external. It provides continuous authentication and validation for each and every request. It enforces least privilege access. It assumes breach at all times, and it focuses on identity, device, and context. Our next topic is the encryption and hashing, and what is the difference between them. So these are techniques used basically to protect data. So where encryption converts data into a reversible secure format. What does this mean? This means that when we encrypt a data, we can also decrypt it to again get the plain text data, while hashing converts data into a one-way fixed value. So hashing is, you can say, irreversible. Here we can see it is one way, while the encryption is reversible. We have encryption and then we have the decryption. And inside encryption and decryption we use keys, while in hashing we do not use keys, we only use the hashing algorithm. Key points are that encryption is reversible using keys, hashing is irreversible, it is one way, it does not use keys, it only uses hashing algorithm. Encryption ensures confidentiality, and hashing is used for integrity. It ensures that data is not unauthorizedly changed or tampered with, and hashing is commonly used for securing passwords. Governance, risk and compliance, also known as GRC. So it is a framework that helps organizations manage policies, assess risk and ensure compliance with laws and regulations. And the key points regarding GRC are that governance defines policies and direction. It identifies risk and mitigates the threats. Compliance ensures regulatory adherence and aligns security with business objectives. It requires continuous monitoring and improvements. So that was objective 1.1. We will go to objective 2.2 in our next video. Please like and subscribe for the upcoming next video.